Hi, in this video you will learn how to create this type of danger zone VFX where you can control color, size and duration. Before starting tutorial, I would like to mention that if you're interested in source files from my videos, you can find them on my Patreon. Link in the description of the video. Feel free as well to support us by following Gala's Games on Fortnite.com. And now, let's begin. Let's start from the material. So let's go material, and it will be how to call it, maybe danger zone. Should I call it decal? So first of all, we need to change domain to decal, and from the opaque, so basically it already says here, so it should be or translucent or modulate. I will choose modulate. Later I will show example what's different. Basically, in short, modulate, it's kind of cool. It takes your original material, original colors, what's underneath, and then takes this color and it tries like blend them together. So for example, it's really cool with a light when you have like a light source with, let's say, red color, and then you have proper surface, yeah, maybe like asphalt, right? But then this light, it's not fully taking and making this asphalt to be fully red, but it leads this in the red color. So this is basically how modulated works, kind of. But yeah, it's not necessary, but I will just like disable some of this stuff, but mainly just like because we're not using normals, and we don't need specular. Roughness I will put on the 1. Then let's create color, set it to white by default. Normally it's like red because of danger zone. Okay, and let's quickly change our usage. So usage I will set to automatic, and it's actually these decals, they work differently than, for example, sprite or mesh. So we have basically this, right? Like Niagara sprite, ribbon, and mesh particles. And actually, I'm setting it to automatic. And later, if I will open it, this Niagara won't be ticked in because these decals, they work differently. And this differently actually makes some difficulty for us. For example, we usually use particle color, right? And we can connect it here. And then from the Niagara, we can control color. And it's actually won't work with this decal. It won't work. Then, for example, we have dynamic parameters, right? So we can have custom materials and custom node for custom parameters. And then when we're using this material in Niagara, we can use dynamic parameter in there to control material directly through this. And again, this won't work. So we need a little bit different setup, but it's not difficult, so don't worry. Again, so we're doing this, then we need sphere mask. We'll need 2 of them. So one will be that line, it's our border, and then another one, it will be that proper circle which will grow, right, until it reaches that border. So we will use texture coordinates in A, and then in B, we need 0.5 and 0.5. Basically, will means it's a center. Okay, now we need radius and we need hardness. So for the radius, what I will do, I will have 2 parameters. Then another one, it will be max duration. Then I will divide it by division. Basically, this is our maximum, and this will be whatever there could be. It could be like maybe 3, maybe 4, right? But then if we're saying 4, it's maximum. So it means when it will go between 0 and 4, by division, we're making it normalized. So basically, we're making between 0 and 1. But actually, with this one, if I will pass it to 1, actually, I can show better. So Let's connect this to opacity for now. Let's just create test parameter. Fine. And let's keep hardness. Fine. Let's now create material instance. And we can directly drop it like that. And you can see that we have this icon. This is actually for the decal. And what decal is, it's basically projection, kind of like a light, let's say, right? But it's more difficult. And projection direction is indicated by this blue arrow and few extra parameters here. So you have like size, same time you can scale it like that size as well. And let's put it there. So how it works is when arrow pointing down, so it's fine, we want that on the ground. These boundaries here, like height, it's actually where projection will work. So for example, if I will put it this way, it will work. But then if I will slightly make it up, it won't reach ground because everything inside of this boundary should be only working. Okay, so now let's open that material instance so I can show you. So this is our test parameter, and you can see that why it's not working. Tell me something. Let's see. Let's set it something small. Sometimes large value. Looks like one. Yeah, white. It's not working well because of this modulate blending. Because yeah, like it's kind of like a multiplying with this color, and multiplying by white is basically makes it pick just original color. But yeah, you can see that now. Look on 0.5, it looks perfect. Yeah, circle. But now even on 0.51, you can start see that it cuts out. So what it means is we can only reach 0.5. Everything beyond, as you can see, it will look like that. So it's broken. Now we can jump back here. So we don't need this test. So we know that this is normalizes. This is will make it between 0 and 1. But we know that we need 0.5 maximum. Because we know that maximum will be 1 in here, by dividing by 2, we will kind of like normalize it between 0 and 0.5. We don't need remapping anything. So when we will have 1, it's actually here, it will be 0.5. When it will be less, it will be between like 0 and 0.5. So always. So it's really fine. So now we're connecting and we have it. Okay. So now for this one, I don't even need like parameter. I can directly type here. So I just did parameter I wanted to check. But I want to try something like that, like really, really sharp. We'll see. If this value won't work, so maybe then I need 1. But thing is, like, it really depends on the size. Bigger your this decal will be, then less sharp it will be. So that's why, like, with larger number, it will help. So play with this, right? Like, if it won't work, again, lower that number. If it's not too sharp, then increase number. Okay, so we have this. Good. Now we need another one. I will just copy this like so, because everything is exactly the same. So this is for the center, and this will be for our this edge. So in here, I will use 0.98. Here, I will set it 0.5. I don't wanna grow it or something because size will be controlled by the size of the decal itself. So I won't always be like close to the edge. So that's totally fine. Now, what I want is I will want control width of that border by multiplying before connecting to our sine node. Now we need smooth step. control sharpness, and I will use small number 0.45 for the minimum and 0.5 for the maximum. If something won't look right for you, play with these numbers. I just played and it looks pretty good, so it should work for you in any sizes. But yeah, and if you don't remember, basically closer minimum and maximum values are together. Basically more sharper they become. Okay, so now we need maximum node to combine both, connect them. Actually, again, open that. You can see that this borderline, higher the value, it's basically you multiplying, but same time, as you can see that between some value, like I found that between 0.06 and I think like 0.4, you're controlling width of that, but then as you can see above the 1.06, it will start adding more lines. So we will put maximum and minimum, of course, for that. And then for the duration, for example, I can set like a 4, as I said. And as you can see, I can grow that, yeah, which we can animate. But then we have this line as well. So for example, I can set it, as I said, to that. Now, if we resize, okay, actually, on that, let's add another piece first, and then I will check why this border is not getting thinner. What I want as well, it's basically an area between the border and this interior. I want tint as well. That's just like slight tint. Because we have this, so instead of creating another mask, we have already mask for this. So this is our size and this is totally fine. So we can take this, use like 0 and 0.4, then multiplying it by, actually we can have it as a parameter. Basically this is to control intensity of that, because you don't want it on 1, otherwise everything will be red. We want just tint. Maybe like fill, maybe not fill layer, fill color. We'll set it 0.5 at the beginning, like so. Now let's have mask, and not mask, sorry, max, and then max here. And as you can see, we have this nice tint in here. I think it's just not working because it's this decal, but in the VFX it should work. So I will put it now, even like I don't need this. I will control everything directly from the VFX. So let's delete this one and let's start creating VFX. And then we'll see if it's actually not working and maybe somewhere mistake, but I don't see it. Okay, just polish a little bit. Okay. Okay, so now let's create Niagara system. Could be empty or we can use this fountain. Okay, we don't need spawn rate. This one, it will be once. For the fixed duration, we will control duration. This initialize particles. We will set direct set. Again, we will control that. Color. No, color will be in a different place. That in a different. We don't need that. We're not working with sprites. Nothing in here at all. Then shape, no. Velocity, definitely no. Gravity, no. Drag, no. Color, no. This, no, because we don't have speed. And gears, this one, it's kill particles, yes. So for the spawn only, what we need, it's instead of spawn rate, we need spawn burst, and it will be 1. We want only 1 at once. Now we delete this and we're adding decal renderer, like so. Ignore this one. It basically says that you need to enable preview in here. we won't do this. We won't directly see it in the level. So I will just make it big enough so you can see it, but at the same time, I won't see it in the level. Something like that. Drop it there. Okay. Now I will use this MI, so material instance. And that's why I say like many things not working with decal VFX, because as you saw in initialize, so everything is for sprites, reborn, for example, mesh. Here as well, you don't have like a scale position, like really different to whatever you used to with other parameters. But what we want to use is basically we have these material parameters we can access, and we can access this. So first thing first, let's control size. And this we actually need assigned directly here. So we see like it's decal size. We actually will create our own, and we need vector 3 for this. It's just basically vector. Call it decal size. You can call it area size, whatever, but basically it's a size. And you can drag and drop it here, but if you will click on here, you can now see it says the decal size. Okay, cool. We won't see much for now until we will start adding more stuff here. But now I will create like bigger area. So it will be like 3500 by 3500. And this is our height. So I will set maybe like 100. It's invisible, but basically it's creating this invisible box for the decal. Okay. Then what I want is, let's see, let's control lifetime, right? So this will be our float. It could be like lifetime, maybe like duration, better name. And this is actually, we will drop in here. So for 2 seconds, and same time for our life. Basically our life and our duration will be the same. Identical. Okay. That's fine. Now let's maybe set it like to 2 or something by default. Now let's see. Yeah, let's add another float, and this will be our this border line width. Okay, and another float. Actually, no. We finished the floats. Let's create color. Yeah, control color. Where's our linear color? And it will be just color. Okay. Now back in here. So instead of going, we know that some parameters there's color and color is a vector. But we actually need attribute binding. How it works? It's basically we specifying. See here, we have exposed material parameters, but then in here, instead of value, we can tell which to use parameter to send data to that material. So instead of value, we just that, because we can control then everything in material and everything in VFX, and it will be sent directly to the material. So first of all, let's then do maximum duration. And our maximum duration, it will be, yeah, let's use our duration for that. Then second one will be then our progress. And for our progress, we want this emitter age. Okay. Then we want color. It will be our color. And it's not visible because again, it's white. So let's set it to red. And here we go. You can see it's already growing. Cool. Now let's do borderline width. Borderline width. And because it's once and instead of looping, so you can see that when we just like starting, it starts just growing and then it stops. Okay. Let me see. So that and decal. So just for quickly, just to see it easier. Don't mind that it breaks because we now messed up with our duration. But basically what I want to show you is that how this actually working. So for example, I can set it this way. Yeah. So it doesn't need to be proportional. For example, this way, right? And same, because it's a decal, as I said, it's a projection. It's actually affecting not just only horizontally, as for example, that would be like with a billboard. This one is actually cool because it can affect everything in the zone if you want, of course. For example, if you don't want, you can set it, let's say, to 1 pixel and lower it even more. You see, like when I have this cube, it's barely just applying a little bit color on the edges, right? Like it's almost invisible. But then same time, I can set it something like bigger or even more. And now, for example, whole cube, it's have this color applied on top of it. And yeah, so now, for example, if I will set this one to same, so we have nice circle. And if I will change now back to ones, it will work fine. And let's say now with duration, you can see like if you're saying setting it to 0.5, so this is basically half of the second. That's why it's really quickly goes. Now it's 1 second, for example, 5 seconds, much slower. Hold that point. So it's pretty cool. So for example, you can put this V effect. You don't even need to control it. For example, if you want dynamically use it in a game, you can specify in here, for example, like 3 seconds, 2 seconds, whatever, colors as well. Put it into prop and spawn prop. When you're spawning prop, it will boom, shows that, gets deleted, and then you dispose your prop. And because it's, yeah, in a second, I will look into this line width, but what I want to show, what's cool that we now have these parameters exposed here. So we have our, again, duration, decal size, color, right? What's cool, so now I can duplicate it. I can change color. And what it means is basically we can have like lots of this kind of VFX looking totally different if you want, different colors, different sizes, durations, but just using one material and one material instance and pretty much one VFX because you just reusing same VFX. And how you could use that inside of the prop, it's pretty easy. You just going into blueprint class, prop, again, BP, danger zone, VFX. Okay, now you can just drag and drop it directly here. And cool stuff is that you have now it here. So you can create multiple blueprints with different parameters, like so. And now, for example, if I'm taking this one, dropping into level, and bam, it's working automatically. So it's finished, and then you just disposing it. So simple as that. Okay, so now let's look into why that line is so thick. Probably missed something. What I'm thinking, what could be wrong, sometimes there is a glitch when, so basically I know that it should be around 1, right? This hardness, same as here. Sometimes when we specifying it directly in this node, not just only this node, some other masks, it's actually breaks it. And what works, it's just create separate parameter like so. And let's use it like so, like 0.98. So you can see that it's exactly the same value. Let's save it. You can see now line, it's really small. It's proper one. Let's save again so you can see that. Let's actually delete that green one. Like so. Proper line, proper speed. Okay, now I can delete this one. Let's select this. So for example, duration, 2 seconds. Size, maybe smaller, 1500 by 1500, like so. Right now, this borderline, I can make it smaller. By smaller number, it actually makes it thicker, but it's not a lot. You don't need a lot. Yep. This is pretty much it. This is how you're doing it. So yeah, it's not directly working as with sprites or meshes, but this is pretty easy still setup, and it's really, really useful when you want, for example, when you're indicating, especially when you play a fighting boss, let's say, and boss have some area damage. This is nice for the player. Instead of getting hit directly, just indicate. So you're spawning this first, and then player knows that, oh, something will happen in this area because it's growing. So then he can or she can escape that area. And in some other ways, you can use this. Maybe not just only for the danger. Maybe with different colors, it could like something good as well. But yeah, hopefully this will help you. And I think like it's really nice effect. I used it a few times as well. So good luck using it. Have fun. I would like to say thank you to my all supporters. I appreciate your support. Thank you for your generosity. You can get project files on my Patreon or just buy me a coffee to support me. If you're interested in learning more about UEFN materials, coding, widget UI, and more, you can join our growing Discord community where we like to discuss UEFN tips and tricks, showcase our work, and help each other. You can find link in the description or in the channel header.